Hey there, friendlies. Welcome to another episode of the Blades. No, I messed that up. That's embarrassing. Another episode of the Beer, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream. I figured we'd do something a little different today. I want to organize some of my bush gear. Here's the thing. When Cody and I went camping, I brought a million things, okay? I brought my Boreal 21 saw, which is over there. I brought the bank line. I brought that doesn't count. You need a first aid kit. I brought a couple of different kinds of pans. I brought a hammock, a camping hammock that I wanted to set up and do a video on. I brought a tarp. Hey Serge, how's it going? I brought a million things. I brought all the knives. All the knives in the world I brought. I brought some axes. Well, yeah, but I used the axes. I brought all this stuff, and I spent most of the time... Hey, Tyler. And I spent most of the time digging through the stuff rather than using the stuff. You know, digging through this bag to get to something specific, but, not using everything else in the bag. You know, so I'm wondering if maybe I should rethink how packed I pack when I'm going camping, you know? This has to come. It's my good luck charm. It was my first good axe, you know, so it's definitely got to come along with me. And it's shocking how often I reach for this little guy, even though I've got that beautiful small forest axe. Who's here? Outdoor Dauber's here. How's it going? Yes, Tyler, it does sound like I need a half sack, and I know exactly what I would pack it with. So look, there are some things that come, okay? This comes, period. Even though I've got, you know, my other beautiful axes. This comes because this is Camille's fire kit, okay? Hey, Paul. I love showing off this knife. This comes for food prep. And I used it, right? So these all got used. In fact, I think this is the only fire kit we used. I had Camille light all the fires but one. Oh, this just goes with the fire kit. It's char cloth. I'm going through this as well because when we were camping... Wait. Are we already starting with the nutsack? Tyler! You don't know, you va. Hey Zach, AC7, what's up? How's it going? So where was I? Used, absolutely. I use this for a couple of things. Obviously, I use it for what it was designed for, but also, sometimes I'll just... That's a nice sharp spine for a ferro rod. So, you know, these are things that I used a lot. Hey LT, how's it going? This couverture de secours is just, it's an emergency thing, so that comes, right? The one fire that Camille didn't start, I used the Convoy SG fire kit for, okay? But I've got these Light My Fire tinder sticks, which are just fat wood, but I have never been able to find fat wood, so they were cheap at Canadian Tire, so I picked them up. And one thing I definitely tried this weekend. Wait, I'll get to that later. So here's my old fire kit, right? Which is really just a tinder box now. Just taking a look. Here's another fire kit. I mean, in the video we put up last year, fire kits. Yeah, we brought a million fire kits. This more I keep as a backup and for opening the beer, right? But it's a backup knife, so you gotta have it there for backup. But okay, these are guy lines, reflective guy lines, because I do occasionally get up at night and trip over the guy lines, okay? So I picked these up because I brought a 10 by 10 tarp that I wanted to put up like over the picnic table or something. But the thing about not wild camping is, like about going to a national park or a provincial park, is you are absolutely at the mercy of the trees at the campsite. You can't just, oh, that looks good over there, I'll go set up there, right? And so there were a few issues that I had. Obviously this comes. And one of those issues was that the positioning of trees and stuff really got in the way of my setup. So hammock didn't get used, the tarp didn't get used, you know, the tripod didn't get used because instead of a round fire pit on the ground, it had one of these things standing up like a box. Hold on. Oh, LT's already asking about the beer. Okay, here's what I got. Hold on, let me, Princeton tag. Stupidness. Why do people keep including stickers? Ah, piss on a biscuit. Hold on, folks. I thought I was just shaking out some sawdust or whatever, but no. 2 local brews. Not sure which one to have first. Ironworks. This is a blonde ale brewed with quality malt. What do we got here? It's a 5%, so straight up regular, 473 milliliters. The name of the brasserie is Microbrasserie Quatre Origines from St. Patrick Street here in Montreal. St. Patrick Street is it's a like a well-known street that goes through the old Irish, one of the old Irish neighborhoods. And the other is this beer by La Barberie from Saint-Roch, Quebec, which is a, I think it's a Rousse. Is this a red? Yeah, it's an English red. So I don't know which one to crack open first. I'm thinking this one. I think I should pull a Joe Robinette and tap the top first. So LT, what are you drinking? Guinness Draft. Okay, I like it. That's legit. Yeah, Paul, I know. I'm dying to use that hammock. I can't believe I haven't used it yet. I bought it last year specifically to do a video on for my Canadian Connection series. You know? All right, Paul. Speak to you soon. So, guys, which one do I open first? Show of hands. Yeah, Serge, I almost picked up the Sooth for this live stream down at the Provigo, but I have plenty of live streams to go, so I got plenty of time. Polysporin. So I don't know. I gotta rethink the way I've packed my bush stuff. You know? That's just a towel. That's just a cloth. It's a possibles pouch. I may further amalgamate my fire kits into this. I have a tinder pouch by the Hidden Woodsman. There's going to be a video on these. These obviously get used all the time. My Raindance Bushcraft notebook, where I keep my thoughts and my ideas. Here's something I didn't have to bring. It's a bow drill set that I made like 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know if I'm ever going to use that. Ironwork, you want? Okay, I'm starting with the ironwork. Okay. I was going to put this in the freezer for the next 10 minutes, but maybe I won't do that. Serge, is Russian beer made of potatoes? No, potatoes make vodka. I kind of like a good vodka. It's a good drink. Tea is also a good drink. Ironworks. Okay, let's do this. Now that smells malty. The difference between ale and beer is that ale is all malt. Beer adds hops. Hey, Dr. Sharp. Hey, you know what I didn't use? The bank line. Oh, there's my toothbrush. I didn't use the Garberg. Camille and I did use our Kung Funs though. We did use the headlamps. I didn't use that many batteries. That's our bill from the campsite. There's another headlamp. Measuring tape. I don't know why the hell I brought that. I pack a measuring tape to... Oh, yeah. Oh, malty goodness. Oh. Did that count as a burp? Oh. It's got a little bit of a bitter top to it, though. But I like bitter, so it's okay. Chaque bière a sa propre histoire. Cette bière est une... Is there any English on? Oh, yeah. Every beer has its own story. This beer is about connection. It's an homage to those who laid down the iron tracks connecting us in a simpler time. We invite you to hold yours high and toast to those who truly bring us together. That is clearly translated rather than just written. Join us for a beer in our tap room. Ooh. Yeah, I'm just reading the French, and it's like it's the world's worst translation. The Four Origins Brewing Company's symbol represents Montreal's brewing heritage, together in unity. Oh, that's another translation. Blooming to create its own identity. Montreal's je ne sais quoi inspires our creative process and fuels our obsession for unique flavor, guys, combinations. Refreshingly unforgettable. Flavor. Flavor is only written below the border. Jesus. Hey, Hamza. Outdoor waxed his sack, but we're not talking about a nut sack. So much goodness. Outdoor, I'm here to talk to you guys about my stuff. About my sacks. That word has been ruined forever, you know. Forever. The matches for the Coleman stove, which worked like a charm, by the way, guys. I'm glad I bought that. You know, some guys do wax their sack, by the way. I wouldn't do it. But hey, it takes all kinds. So, how many of you guys watch Cold Cracker, by the way? I keep forgetting to ask. No, I've asked this before, but I keep forgetting it. How many of you do? Because I tried a trick that I got off of him. Oh, no. Excuse me. I felt it coming and I tried to stop it. But, you know. Wait. LT used your cold steel Canadian belt knife? Nice. And the 8-check outdoors. Man, those are nice. Did you camp under red flag conditions? Wait a minute. I'll get to that in a second. You went to a bar that had axe throwing? I would not add booze and axe throwing. Yeah, Serge, I should probably do something similar. Just put it onto smaller bags. Dr. Sharp, it was not red conditions. It was yellow. So we were allowed to have fires, but like you couldn't leave it burning not supervised. You couldn't make a tall fire. It had to, you know, it had to be kept fairly low. You know, stuff like that. We were allowed to have fires, which makes me very happy. One thing LT, yeah, like I know that there are some axe throwing places, but are they bars? Like I wouldn't drink booze while throwing axes. Outdoor, okay, so he did a video on the Fatwood match, which I tried, and it works like a freaking charm. And it smells phenomenal, because I love the smell of fatwood, and I really love the smell of burning fatwood. And he's right, man, because this doesn't go out like if you take a shard of wood, you know, it's like, okay, fire, fire, oh rats, ember. Then you let it fire, fire, oh rats, ember. This, no way, it just burns and burns. So I was really happy to have discovered that just in time for the trip. Yeah. That beer ain't gonna last long, guys. That's gonna go. So yeah, I think what I may do is take all my various fire kittage and throw it into like one bag, and it'll probably be this Possibles couch. I said Possibles couch. I was gonna just try to skate on by and pretend I didn't, but I figured you guys would catch me on it anyway. Am I right? Oh yeah. And like, I kind of wish that the tinder bag was a little smaller. I mean, I could just fold it and roll it in, but you know, I don't want to keep matches with my tinder. I don't know what the hell's up with that. What is up with that? We used to have shooting galleries in pubs in the old days. Holy crap. That is fatwood. Fatwood. So here's what I'll do. Because the thing is, this is technically supposed to be a mess kit, you know, a food dish. And that's been working fine for me, though, isn't it? Oh, good old fatwood. I have so much fatwood. Yeah, let's see. I would say keep the batoning light with the CBL. That's for damn sure. Yeah, outdoor. That's a good plan. That's a good plan. Because you don't need your fatwood to be that large. I mean, if you're gonna do like a match to transport across the campsite from fire to stove, like I was using it, okay. But I mean, generally speaking, you don't need. Like the fatwood that you're using to start fires, what I do is I take one and I take the back of my saw and I just scrape powder almost, or shavings into my tinder bundle. Works like a charm. Serge, behave yourself now. What's the other big name for fatwood? Maya sticks, is it? Ah, Mike Morton says he'll be on soon. Good. Good. I'm drinking my beer from a glass in his honor tonight. Oh, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I do know that I don't have to keep these reflective guidelines in my bushcraft bags. So that's going to go with the camping stuff. Char cloth, you need to have char cloth. Can't do without. You cannot do without. But like, it's hard to think of. Like, the reason I brought the Canadian belt knife was so that I could do a short video on it, right? Do some final thoughts on it. So that, you know, like, and that's the thing. Some of the stuff I bring for, sales, man. I'm gonna have to separate you and outdoor. Like sometimes the stuff I bring, guys, like some of the stuff I bring is to do videos on, so it's legit, right? This isn't for blah blah blah. It's to do a video on. You know, but some of the stuff I bring just because, I don't know, I just overpack, you know? I just overpack. And I did on the clothes too, like it was stankin' hot, man. When we were sleeping, we had the windows on the tent completely unzipped, and like I had my sleeping bag open and I was just sleeping cocooned in a light sheet, and I was still stankin' hot, you know? Maya dust is fatwood shavings, yeah, but Maya sticks are the fatwood sticks. This knife needs a little attention pretty soon here, guys. Yeah, it's gonna need a little attention. It's gonna need some attention. In fact, since I'm yapping. Since I'm just talking, yapping and talking, maybe I'll give it a little of the attention it deserves. Maybe I'll go all Casey Neistat on you guys. I'll just vlog with my shades on from now on so that you can't see where I'm looking. Maya sticks, Maya dust. Blue is coarse, red is fine, green is fine. Super fine. Outdoor retracted something. Fat lighter, really? LT always overpacks? Greasewood, really? Zach, you call it greasewood. That's the thing, Serge. It's like there's this like fine line between being prepared and being like, wow, that's kind of embarrassing, dude. LT. Keep it clean. Can't beat the Scandi grind. You just cannot beat the grind of Scandage. You know that of which I speak. Hey, how many of you guys saw that crazy knife that Sandy Jack of Jack Lore fame made for his friend Tom from Australia? Tell me that wasn't cool. That sort of take on the Puko, I think it was. Kind of. That was cool. What was cool about it was like it had this real cant downward to the blade. Okay. Fair enough, outdoor. Yeah, how many of you guys saw that knife? Because I thought that was cool. I mean, if I ever have the money for my my Jack Lore, that's not the one I would go for, but I really like that knife. That was cool. I'm trying something different tonight, guys. I have a small table just off of my workbench so that I can have the camera and I can like work on the table without the camera going like this. So let me know if that's working for you guys. Let me know. Because I feel that you know, these live streams can turn into dead time if I'm not careful. You know, but if I can use this time to do some of my bush chores, like, you know, getting my knives back up into fighting order, or my axes, or, you know, oiling up the sheets, or I don't know, stuff. Then it's on Instagram. I think it's Uncle Tito has that. Hamza moved into smoking a pipe. I kind of like the smell of a pipe. I think that's, you know, I mean, I don't smoke anything, but man, I hate the smell of cigarettes. Not that fond of cigars either, but there's like a classical smell to a pipe that I don't mind as much. I think my dad used to have a pipe. I find that the hardest thing about sharpening is always like the belly to the tip, you know? Know what I'm saying? There's and like part of it is because when I first started sharpening this knife, I really didn't know what the hell I was doing. And so I'm dealing with grinding mistakes that I made, you know, years ago. Yeah, I fully acknowledge that. I'm just getting the spine back into good order for the ferro rod. Zach. It's like once I was asked, "Do you smoke after sex?" I said, "Baby, I don't know. I never looked." It's a terrible thing to say. Jesse, come on, man. Yeah, I do like the smell of a pipe. Man, someone I used to know smoked a pipe. I think my dad, just for a while. I don't know. Lord of the Rings made me curious about the pipe. You know? A book written in a different time, eh? Shoot. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. It's not great. Like you see where the swirly is like obvious. Man, this blade has been beaten to hell and it still works. You know? I love sitting around a campfire with a chill in the air. I gotta tell you, I like everything with a fall chill in the air. I love fall. It's my favorite season. I love the snap in the air. I love the orange on the leaves. I like the seasons that are in a state of change. I like spring too to a certain extent, but not like fall, man. Not like fall. You can feel the world turn there. You know, black flies, those fools are gone. Mosquitoes, same deal. Yeah, up in the Charlevoix region here in Quebec, everything is orange and red. Right next door, there's the mighty boreal forest. Black spruce. Muskeg. Winter floating on the air. Just, oh, love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'd like to get some fall camping in this year if I can. I hate the fact that I always have to follow up with a if I can, you know? There's always so much to do as soon as you got kids and a mortgage. I've spent so much of this summer dealing with, you know, house stuff instead of getting into the forest. And, you know, for me, it's like I've told you guys before, it's therapy, man. It keeps me going. You know, I have a hard time with life when I don't get into the forest on occasion, at least. It's just another wasted year. And I know that it affects my my sub numbers. I know it. You know, and people keep saying, dude, hit the forest, make bacon, chop wood, and you'll get your numbers up. Life just keeps getting in the way. Hell, Serge offered to set me up with a piece of land to go to, and I really want to go. I need to just get the damn time. So tired of not having the time, you know? Where am I? Hey, Austin's Corners here. How's it going? Zach, you can do the same trick with a vape you can with a pipe. Come on, man, the aesthetic ain't the same. Outdoor, I have not ordered a haversack yet. No. Not yet. I did order something that Tyler pointed me to. I eBayed an 8-inch draw knife, finally. Those of you who've been watching me for a while know that I've been passively on the market for an 8-inch draw knife for a couple of years now. He sort of pointed me to a pretty cool one at a good price, so I just went for it. So it should arrive sometime soonish. Canadian border, right? Am I buffering again? You know what the problem is? Upstairs, they're watching Netflix, and one of them, at least, is on the phone, like Facebooking or something. So I get a lot of buffering, and what am I going to do? Go up and say, ladies, just go to bed. I'm live streaming, you know? I would probably end up sleeping on the couch for a month. So I just have to... But yeah, let me know if I buffer a lot, eh, guys? No, I sure as hell don't have it shaving sharp. I'll just have to keep working on it. Hey, Dishes here. How's it going? Fall is where it's at. You're so right. Oh yeah, the Bucks are riding. Yep, that's another aspect of fall that would be crazy not to love. Oh yeah, I'm shaving some stuff. Not a lot though. How many of you guys are going hunting this season, by the way? I know some of you guys in the States get these huge bag limits on deer. We get one male. If you win the lottery, the lottery for a female, then you can get a female and a male. But I ain't won that lottery yet. I'm not about to turn this into a conversation about guns again or anything. For those of you who are just joining, I'm trying to get my bush stuff organized because when I went camping this past weekend, I ended up like digging through stuff more than using the stuff. Hey, Mike, look. Mike, look. I'm drinking my beer from a glass. I'm drinking a blonde ale. Ironworks. An homage to Montreal's railroad history. Glass and everything, all growing up. What are you drinking tonight, Mike? I have 2 tonight, by the way. 2. Dish, what are you gonna be hunting for? Going for deer? Hamza, you gonna hunt with a ferret? Okay, Mike. Milkshake IPAs. Milkshake IPAs. It's gotta be some. I had a milk IPA this weekend. I really did not like it. Fortunately, I tried it on camera. I may have to leave that in when I'm editing the video for next week. Hamza, what would you hunt with a ferret? Deer and turkey? Okay. Oh, that's why it was called a milk IPA then. Interesting. I really didn't like it. I made a cup of tea right away. Dish will be crossbow, muzzleloader, and rifle. Dish, I'm thinking of taking up crossbow as well, and I definitely would like to pick up a muzzleloader. I kind of like that bone collector one, but I think I may just be, I just might be having my head turned by the looks on that one. And I kind of feel that I should try shooting a muzzleloader before I go throwing that kind of money around. Crossbow is just so that I can get into on bow season, because where my cache, guys, what's a cache? What's a deer cache? Blind, I think. Where my blind is, there's a whole bunch of people doing the whole bow season right before us, so that by the time we get there, it's pretty hunted out. Oh, des lapins, ok. Je savais pas que tu peux utiliser des frais pour ça. Thank you, never been. What are cleaned loaded rounds before? Blind, yeah, blind. Ah, Dr. Sharp, come on, really? All right, have a good one. Everyone say bye to Dr. Sharp. That's too bad. What the hell was I saying? Ah, God, I've lost my damn train of thought. Oh man, Zach, I haven't been moose hunting in years. Because of where I have to go to moose hunt, it's very expensive, and I've now twice spent a lot of money to sit in the bush and come home with nothing. So I'm buying meat for the year, And I'm using money that could have bought a lot of frickin' meat. So I don't even go anymore. But man, where we went, where I used to go and where my father-in-law still goes, it's just gorgeous. They go to this place in the gas bay that, spectacular. Just gorgeous, you know? Just it's a whole different world. You know, and it's funny because I know all these people who live in these gorgeous places and they just don't appreciate it. They don't stop to look around. If I lived in such a place, I would spend all my time staring around in utter gosh wow, you know? I would get nothing done. You know what I'm saying? Mike, you're going back to Algonquin in 3 weeks? Hey, Hike. Hike, I'm trying to organize my bush stuff, but I got distracted by sharpening a knife. Yeah, Zach, I would love to, but isn't it really expensive to be a non-resident hunter in Newfoundland? I know it costs the moon in most of Canada. I looked into going to Alberta. It's just like, forget about it, man. I think my only chance of bagging a moose in Newfoundland is renting a car. Is that an unkind thing to say? Wow, Mike, that sounds amazing. I envy you, man. I envy the fact that you can get there, like, with relative ease. I think what I gotta do is, like, just... I don't know. Maybe I just gotta book a 3-nighter and, you know, and say, by the way, honey, on tel date, and say, honey, you know, honey, on this date, I'm not around. Yeah, you cover for me with whatever the hell we're supposed to be doing this bloody weekend. It's like the whole bloody world has birthdays in August, and the whole bloody world gets married in June, and the whole bloody world has Christmas at the same time. I'm kidding about that last one. It's starting to get cool up there yet? It's stinking hot right now, man. Stinking hot. Sign said Fireball Cafe. What was the knife you were sharpening? Mike, yeah, you should make a video. You should make so many more videos. Guys, for any of you who don't watch Mike's stuff, watch his stuff and then get on his ass to make more videos. I like your stuff, dude. Dish, this is my Australian Woodlore clone. Made by Jed Campbell. Campbell Bushcraft Knives. He's got his clan's crest. Oh, you can't see that because the lighting in here is garbage, but there you go. It's a very square-handled Woodlore clone. I'm good with the square handle though, because of what Morse Kahansky says. You should have a square-handled knife, so that way you know where you're picking. Yeah, Mike, I understand, man. The editing can take. When I have a video up on Sunday, you guys will notice. Well, you probably don't, but I definitely notice that they usually go up around 2 a.m. It's because I've spent all night editing. You know, it takes a dog's age, and the filming takes forever and stuff. But next year, I want to be... Actually, next year what I would like is to have enough subs that I can hit up someone with like 10,000 subs and say, hey, you want to do a collab, and not have it be absolutely ridiculous to do so, you know? Because I'd like to... I don't actually know anyone around here who does the bush scene the way I do, you know, or who even likes camping as much as I do, except for a certain 7-year-old girl. I'd like to spend a weekend with a couple of guys who don't think it's weird to start a fire without a match, you know? I'd like to get back into a canoe. I haven't been in a canoe in 30 years. I don't even know if I know how to do it anymore. Mike, English Red. La Barberie is the name of the brasserie. Whatever the hell a brasserie is. 4.5% alcohol, 500 milliliters. So it's a lighter. It's a light one. Light one. Hold on. Hold on. I realize that I sort of got lost again, guys. Okay, later, Dr. Sharp. Headed back to Algonquin in 3 weeks. Starting to get cool there yet. Should I make a video? Yes. I want to get back to Girardville next fall for moose. It's only a number dish. It's tempting, a lot of work, especially editing the app. I'll send you the footage and you can edit for me. Paul, yeah, I should just schedule it, right? You know what? Here's the thing. I'm gonna win 30 million so that I can jump on a plane and say, "Hey, Paul, I'm hitting Golden Ears." No, I'm going a kilometer outside of Golden Ears into Crown Land in 3 weeks. Arrange some time off. That's why I'm gonna enter. Because, you know, I haven't really been ready to win the lottery yet, but I think I'm about ready. So I'm gonna buy a ticket and I'll win. You guys will see. You guys will see. And then I will spend the rest of my life Joe Robinetting it up, shooting vid, camping, doing the occasional collab, hitting up Sean James for, you know, info on how to build a log cabin, buying a piece of land. Sorry guys, I almost, wait, first taste? Tastes like a, you guys know, like an extra special bitter or something. Like it's got definitely a British taste to it. I completely duffed up the pour, so I'm just gonna let it settle down. Sack up and tell Miss Raindance you're going to oot wine. Oot wine? Oot wine? Knife looks a lot like the Condor bush lore. It's, where is it? Where did I put it? And by the way, now that I'm on a second beer, I'm not touching, like I'm not sharpening or doing anything else bladed tonight. It's because that Condor is also based on the wood lore, right? It's a very similar shape of blade. The Condor one is a little, it sort of seems to come out a bit more though. It's not quite as elegant a shape. I think the Condor bush lore is a fabulous deal though for a knife. If anyone's looking for that style of knife and they don't want to throw a couple of $100 around, that's the knife to buy. You know, I think Condor makes better stuff than the prices would suggest. They're not exactly Mora style cheap, but in fact they're not as affordable as they used to be. But I still think that they're a good become a scout leader. If I had time, I might think of doing something like that. Serge, perhaps you should start a business editing YouTube videos. Serge, at some point before the end of tonight's live stream, say, Jesse, new computer talk. North Arm Knives. They found a way around the import ban? What? Zach, if I make you a moderator for the next 5 minutes, would you put a URL up? Oh yeah, Paula, outdoor, meet each other. You're both scout leaders. Mike, sales just subs, so now you gotta make a video. Simon has a business emergency. He's going to try to get on when he can. No, Simon. Paul, did you just say what? Paul. Are we going to have this conversation? Yeah, that's it. I banned Simon for too much French. Simon's lost. He's gone. He's just disappeared. Simon's gone. Hold on. You guys are like hitting too fast. Mike, interesting. Okay, guys, what Mike just said to Serge is he wants to make more videos, but he doesn't get out as often as he would like to, and so it's tempting to just enjoy the moment. And that's an important statement because I used to have a camera on me all the time. I took pictures constantly, and I realized that what was happening was I was spending, say, an entire Camille birthday party or whatever, like experiencing the whole thing through a viewfinder instead of just being in the moment. So I don't take any pictures at a party or on a vacation anymore, unless I'm doing like a YouTube video, or like I just take some, I decide, okay, so for today I'm going to take some photos, because I actually experience the events now, because I don't have like a screen or a viewfinder in front of me for the whole thing. Now what this means is I don't have any photographic evidence of a lot of cool stuff, but you know. But yeah, so Mike, I get that completely. I absolutely. Sales buys a ticket every time he gasses up the car. I'm not going to step on that bottle cap later. I hope. I know where it is. Yeah, Paul, I haven't brought up Scouts with the family yet. We just signed her up for karate, so she's in like karate and hip hop and ballet and swimming. We're running out of days of the week, especially because karate is twice a week. You know, I also wanted her to try out Irish dancing because she said she wanted to try it, but there's just Outvine. Another pack. I think that the Scouts in Canada started going co-ed like a long freaking time ago in a really small way. Like it went fully co-ed 20 years ago, right? I'm sort of remembering like snippets, but there had been like a co-edization started for a long. Mike Martin, I think your Instagram following is better than mine. It's weird. Like I struggle to get my numbers up on all of my media, and I'm clearly doing something wrong because on YouTube, I'm stuck at 2,150 to 2,155 subs. I will go up to 2,155 and I'll lose 4. Then I'll lose another 2. Then I'll get another 3. And it's like, I haven't even hit 2,160 in, well, ever. But I've been like hovering around the 2,150 mark since February. And I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm trying everything I can to get my numbers up, you know? I'm working so much harder on my videos than I used to. I've got a video and a live stream happen every week. I don't know. I can't be allowed to grow, you know? But I understand being burnt out on this stuff. But because I went to film school, I like to have a camera around me. I like to document, but I'll document more on Instagram than YouTube because you take this shot, you post it up, you know? Oh. Zach, they make their stuff in. Hold on. Let's do that again. Oh no, okay. I check out that URL. They make their stuff in Canada. If these knives are nice, then that'll be exciting. It's called the Skaha folder, named after the Skaha Lake. I've been to that lake. My dad lives in the Okanagan. Wow, that's a classy knife. Real plain, real sort of like nice lines on it. Nice. I love the blue handle, but I'm partial to orange. Ooh, I'm gonna put up the URL for you there, guy. Hey, guy. It's a guy. Nice knife, man. Yeah. Paul, you take pictures of the moms, like, yeah. I do that at the kid concerts sometimes at the school. It's like I'm looking at the concert, and like there's the glow of a phone here, and I look over and there's like phone, iPad, phone, iPad, phone. It's like none of these people are actually watching. Like they'll spend the entire concert looking through the screen. I'm just like, the kid is right there, you know. Oh no, there's a retracted message. Hold on. Austin subdued. Oh, he was on the phone. Tyler, yeah, go for it, dude. Hey, you guys who are American Scout leaders or whatever, do you guys have beavers down there? Because I was a beaver, and then after that, I started in Cubs, but I don't know, you know, my parents never made me follow through with anything, which is weird. Like, I was just allowed to stop being interested, you know, and I was like older. I joined the Air Cadets on my own because I was tired of the way I had been allowed to grow up. And I was like, I'm going to see this through no matter what. And because I have something, man, I was so shy. I couldn't handle it. I was painfully shy, man. I'd be at a party. Someone would be asking me a question and I couldn't answer the damn question. I was just like, Jesse, you're a loser. I know what'll kick the crap out of that. And so I joined the cadets. But like, I went through Beavers. I started Cubs. And then like after I never got the bloody uniform. I just stopped. Why? Skaha. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Simo's not even here and you guys are talking about him more than you're talking about the stuff I'm talking about. What the hell? I say, what the hell? Zach, what was the difference between the first Skaha and that one? Paul, I rehearse, right now I'm rehearsing a fair amount because I have a wedding gig coming up and then a corporate gig in Niagara, I think. So right now I'm rehearsing a lot, but I don't really practice very much. I should practice more. You know, now that I'm no longer freelancing, I thought I was going to have all this time at night to do that kind of stuff since I'm not like working for clients till all hours. But it's just like life just keeps throwing crap at me, you know? Simo, he's doing a work emergency. He has to restart a server or something. No Beaver Scouts in the States. So what do you guys have below the Cubs then? Okay, a different clip and a longer flipper time. Niagara's crazy close to you? Mike, we've talked about where you are. Because I know you're not in Toronto. Beavers, Cubs, Scouts, Ventures, and the Rovers, yeah. But so like, what does the States have below the beavers? Below the cubs. Burlington, right. And I used to have a thing for a girl from Pembroke. Was she Pembroke? I think she was Pembroke, Ontario. And we were at junior leadership camp in the Air Cadets. Man, she was good looking. But not in a, like, rock star kind of... She walks into a room and you're like, whoa, kind of way. Like a low-key, all-Canadian girl kind of way. I didn't stand a chance. Yeah, right, sorry, it's Tirana. Paul retracted a message. Outdoor man, your attitude sucks, dude. No, but seriously, what do you guys have below the cubs? Like, is there something that starts that young? Because beavers is young, right? Excuse me. It's the beer talking, folks. It's a creaky house. It was built in 1951. It's solid as hell, let me tell you, but it does tend to creak a little bit. It's either the missus or my mother-in-law. I have my mother-in-law staying with us for a while. For the record, my mother and I get along great. I think she's fabulous. So there, it's not a typical mother-in-law situation. Yeah, you guys are both right, because when I was in Beavers, I was young. On the girls' side, like girl guys, that's Sparks or something, isn't it? Ah, Sash, why'd you go retracting? Why you gotta go do that, man? I gotta get to the Boreal again, guys. This camping trip I went to this weekend was great. I love it, but it's not the Boreal. It's mixed broadleaf. Man, it's loud under here when there are people actually living in the house. Excuse me. Nothing below Cub Scouts. Interesting. Paul, in this house, if there's a water leak, it's going to go boosh. You'll see it. Oh, LT. Is LT still here? If you're still here, LT, I picked you one up, okay? $4. For... You guys know, I did a whole video on it, and of course you guys all watch my videos. 486 feet, or 148.1 meters. Paul, I could send you one. Yeah, well, Paul, do you guys have Dollarama out there? I used to work, when I was way underemployed, I used to work at an organic grocery store here. Not a health food store, an organic grocery store. And the family that owns Dollarama was one of our clients. One of those grocery stores where people have, like, people who have memberships get a different price than people who don't, kind of thing. And the family that owns Dollarama has a private jet, man. They have a Learjet. Because, I mean, they bought all the other dollar stores in town, pretty much. Like, we used to have... I don't remember what the name of the other big dollar store chain was. But we used to have a couple of big ones, and Dollarama just bought everyone. It's amazing how rich you can get selling crap for $1. Paul, let me see if I can find another... hold on. Yeah, this is the one with tar, LT. Did you bought two things of bank line for $2? It's pretty good at it. Serge, if we can ever figure out a day for you to come here and do that axe, pick up an extra roll. We'll see about sending one out to Paul. We sure as hell can't beat Dish Outdoors' deal. I'd say that $4 Canadian. Yeah, this is tarred nylon set line. Tensile strength of 106.6 kilograms. I was about to say kilometers, because I've been drinking beer all night. Feel that tomorrow. What's your opinion on camping in rainy? What's your opinion on camping in rainy weather? Do you normally call it quits or do you stick it out? Okay, Austin, I'm going to answer that because this weekend we got rained out on our last day. One of yeah, only $4. It's you never see it for that kind of price. You know, 400 odd feet of bank line is more like the $15 range. You know, Austin, what I will do is I'll stay if it's light rain. The best thing, in my opinion, is sitting on the porch of a cabin or whatever, like under a roof, with a cup of tea during a lightly rainy day. You know? In fact, even a moderately rainy day. And I bring that to camping as well. I love being under the tarp or whatever, and you know, having my fire, having a nice warm drink on a mildly, like a misty or light to moderately rainy day. If it's like storming and crap, forget about it. You know? Yeah, or like a hammock with a rain tarp, like Paul says, you know? Yeah, outdoor, that's why I stopped. I was like, hey, I'm not doing this anymore. So what I'll do instead is I'll just snap little flint and steel. Just kidding. If it starts to really pour, meh. Serge, yeah, you're right. If I'm on a porch and it's storming out, I like it too. But I mean, in that case, I'm more actively watching the rainstorm. You know? Oh God, that one hurt. Sorry, guys. Zach. The thing about camping is that if I have a hike planned, I'll call that rained out because I don't know how bad the rain's gonna get. You know, if I'm somewhere where I've never been before, forget about it. You know, I'll pack up and go home. And in fact, we on our last day of camping, our plan was wake up early, go on the lake, like rent a boat, come back, pack up, because you have to be out of a national park by 3. Well, you have to be out of your camp site by 3 so that someone else can come in. So pack up, pack the car, and then we were going to do 2 hikes, a very short one down to a beach that no one was on all weekend, and then a kilometer from our campsite there was a like a kilometer hike, so like nothing. There was a lookout. Just as we got the tent into the bag, it started to so we were like, okay, forget it, let's consider ourselves rained out. And so and by the way, I'm going to check the conversation again outdoor, so I'm not ignoring you guys, I'm not rambling, that's just I want to get the story done. So we ran, we got at the CEPAC here in Quebec, which is our national park sort of campground, blah blah blah. Man, outdoor, that would be amazing. A rain dance gathering, shoot, you know what, I would go to the Adirondacks for that. Like, it would be simpler for everyone to get to. I would go to northern New York or something. Or Vermont. I love that state. That state should be in Canada. But that's not what I'm talking about. So we packed all our stuff into the wheelbarrows because the way it works in these national parks is there's a parking lot, and there are these wheelbarrows or some kind of rolling bins, depending on the park. You pack all your crap and you hike to where what they call the pedestrian park campsites are, where you stick your tent or whatever. So we threw everything into the wheelbarrows and made like 2 trips back to the car. Closed the car, the rain stopped. But it was clearly going to rain again. It was more of a respite than an actual stop. And by the way, we're so glad it rained in this province because there are so many fires everywhere in the country. We got rained on. They had a big one in Ontario up around where Sean James's cabin is. They had 30 millimeters, which is fabulous. Out where my dad lives in British Columbia, when I got back, I called him and said, "We have blue skies. We had rain. It's so beautiful." And it was just, so yeah, but it was clearly going to rain again. So we just did the shorter of the little hikes, and then we just came home. So we considered ourselves a little rained out. But for something like a hike or something, yeah, or a mountain biking trip, no way. But if I'm just camping and I've got a tarp up, I'll sit there and I'll look at it and I will enjoy the air. Because it's part of the natural experience, you know? Let me go back. Wasn't doing any more knife stuff tonight. Yeah, I know. Hammock with a rain tarp. Yeah. Doesn't use his hammock. Sales loves being on a porch during a storm. Yep. And wait a minute, guys. I'm going to use the hammock. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to do a video on it. I may even sleep in the damn thing. Since most of my diet is sugar, it probably melt. Right, okay. Sure, English speakers are allowed. Listen to what I'm talking. Do you understand the words that are coming from my mouth? Of course. Where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, where there's a will, there's a body. Only if we schedule it beforehand. Oh, everyone's a hilarious dude. Outdoor. Yes, I do have the pics of your haversack. Crap, they're on my phone. But that's okay, because being a Mighty Mac user, that means they're also automatically on my computational apparatus. Want me to show it up? Show it off? Do you want me to show it? Yeah. I'm not talking so great tonight, guys. You want me to show it, Mr. Meister? Would you like me to show it? Show them to Paul. Okay. I'll send him over. Paul, am I... I thought, Paul, that I had the Bikima Paul, not the Pulse. Hey, Outdoor, how do I pronounce your last name? You can say that in a text message. I wonder, can I just... Okay, close that. I wonder if I can tabernacle, dude. Serge, you'll be glad to know that as Outdoor said, he just waxed it. No, I can't. I wish I could paste a picture into the chat. It makes me irritated, man. It makes me irate. It makes me irate. Outdoor, put the measurements up in the chat, okay? Oops. Because it's, guys, it's the same size as the one that I think it's. You said it was Coal Cracker made. Same one as the one. The Pathfinder dude. What's his name? What the hell's his name? Dave Canterbury. Is that 12 by 14, did you say it was? Waxed wax canvas, right? Right. Nice work, dude. 12 by 14, yeah. Paul, I'm not going to Insta because it's not my picture, but maybe I can. Oh, Outdoor's not on Instagram. I don't know, Outdoor. Think I should Instagram it? Say, here's what one of my subs has made. What are you guys doing? Oh, stop with the burping and the hiccups. And the hiccups and the burping and the hups, the burps. Oh, there's a lady in the room. Everybody use your best behavior now. I put my tie on, but it's upstairs. It's okay, Paul. We're talking about a haversack. Stop. See that between the discussion of sacks and fatwood, I tore this nail earlier today, and I'm like, I can't stop biting it. I was about to say something funny, but then I forgot about it. Oh, Zach. You know what, man? I was in Paris in 2001, right before the World Trade Center fell, with an American girlfriend, man. I took her to Paris because I had a good job. And the way I was treated, because I was le petit cousin québécois, which is a terrible, terrible way of looking at us, but anyways. So everybody liked me. And she was the American, so nobody liked her. So I did all the talking. But man, they loved showing just how little Québécois they understood, because to them, that's a benefit. Man, while I was there was a Québécois TV show on the screen. Sorry, it's a little my history happening there. When I was there was a Québécois TV show on the TV. Like the TV was on in the corner while of the at the Sibalac. In the flat we were staying, somebody had a TV on, and there was a Québécois show on, and it has subtitles. That is what's known as asymmetrical intelligibility. That we understand the French perfectly, whether they're Parisian or they're from Toulouse, which is a pretty funny accent or whatever, or they're from Normandy, or they're Breton. We understand them perfectly. And almost none of them understand us. The same thing happens in like the northern Scandinavian languages, how, you know, the Norse and the Swedes will pretty much understand each other, even though it's not the same language. But like the Danes are widely considered to have this throat disease. Yeah, French subtitles. Hey Anthony, how's it going? Because Parisian French is what international French is based on, and no matter where you go in the world, the French, there's a real similarity there. It's not like always the same accent. I mean, Hamza, if he speaks to you in French, is not going to sound Parisian. But the vocab and the words and everything are very similar. But in Quebec and Canadian French, in many, many ways, it's 200 or 200 or 300 years behind. So it's a very historical French, especially with the accent. And it's very, very distinct in a lot of ways that Quebecers tend to be a little embarrassed about, even though they shouldn't be. You know? And so, you know, Parisians can't necessarily understand the Québécois, especially if the Québécois are not speaking sort of the upper crust French. Upper crust French, or like what I call Radio-Canada French, well, what a lot of people do, CBC French. You know, it's very international French-esque. Anyone will understand it. But a good joual, or a good, you know, or even a shack, like they speak in New Brunswick, no one's going to understand that. Yeah, okay, outdoor. I'll slap them up. Um, Tell me in a texto which name you want me to credit, because I'll put that, in the, haversack by, and I'll use your name, or I'll say outdoor dauber, whichever you want. It is okay. I'm just okay. Paul, it's so many different things. Some of the vocabulary is different. You know, even like if you say you want to paint, right? In Quebec, you'll say je veux peinturer, whereas in international French, je veux peindre. It's a different word, you know. There are things that we say here in Quebec that are considered historical, like even the way we say, sit down in the vous situation, not the tu. It's very historical, you know. Zach, Newfoundland French is Klingon compared to the rest of Canada. I haven't heard a lot of Newfoundland French. I gotta tell you, I heard a little snippet once on a CBC film or something years ago, but Wisconsin woodsman stuff. No, I haven't. Outdoor dauber is fine, okay. Wisconsin woodsman. I am about to verify that. On the tube of views. Okay, yawning again, guys. Austin, that's a YouTube channel, right? Yeah, Paul. Spanish is a lot closer to Italian, because Frankish was start again. Frankish, right? When France was the kingdom of the Franks, they spoke a Germanic tongue. That was really because they were all Vikings, and so what happened was you had the Latin that had been there forever, right? That had essentially swept the Celts out of pretty much off the continent. It got turned into... That's why French sounds so much softer and so different than Spanish or Italian. And Spanish speakers and Italian speakers can kind of understand each other. French is a different story, But there are some parallels there. They're all Romance languages. It's just that French has so much Norse influence that it sounds different, and a lot of the words and the vocab is different, Maybe Zach. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay. Austin, check him out. He's some good sort of casual things. Hamza. Septembre. Jesus, I don't know. You see, outdoor Hamza, when you ask me, comment est-ce que je prononce septembre? Septembre. Est-ce que tu le prononces différemment ou quoi? Yes, fire, knives, axes. So many beautiful things. I love fire, knives, and axes. But I'm not doing anything bladed since I've been drinking 2 beers. I do want to check. Austin said to check out Wisconsin Woodsman. So I'm going to slap up youtube.com, and then I will do a search for Wisconsin Woodsman. It's funny because lately I've been this is gonna be TMI, but a lot of the channels I used to really love watching, I don't watch anymore because I've been on this site since, I think, 2013, and I don't feel that I have deserved more numbers than I have up until January of 2018, because I didn't do it seriously enough. I didn't work at it and have something up every week and everything. There'd be months between videos, but I've been working so freaking hard, and I don't know. So it's like the channels I used to love watching, now they give me sort of this knot of stress in the pit of my stomach. Wisconsin Woodsman. Though strangely, his username is USA Hedge Fund. Well, he's got a tin cloth haversack and market wallet. Fascinating. Oh, he makes a lot of stuff, eh? Oh yeah, I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna put him up so you guys can check him out too if you want. Boom, baby. Okay, hold on. Beer. I'm still working on the English red. And it's definitely red. Oh, by the way, the glass is from Firecracker Pale Ale by the Carolina Brewery, Chapel Hill in Pittsburgh, North Carolina. Not my favorite glass, but it's a pretty good one. Nice and bright, the colors. So yeah, things. I didn't even bring my water filter. Traps and snares. Oops, hold on. What am I doing? Hamza, okay. Tennessee has its own language too. Anthony, I told you I had a girlfriend whose family bought a ranch in Tennessee, eh? Camp stoves. I have a camp stove that I'm about to give up on. I feel that I should give it one more chance or write the company for the instructions or something. But I have a BioLite stove too, which I can't get to work properly. I don't know. I don't get it, you know? I'll check him out, Austin. I've got him. I've got a window open with him there, and I'm gonna check him. I'm gonna check him out afterwards. Oh, hammocks. You know, outdoor in a national park, they have potable water, so I wasn't too worried. Austin, I still haven't used the firebox. That's another thing that I've packed along and not used. It's like I carry all this stuff on a camping trip or a day hike that I don't use. And it's because I never, well, okay, the country's on fire, so I'm not using a lot of stoves or fire stuff, but like, I'm just like, Jesus. I just carry so much stuff, you know? Paul, you know what solar charger I would like? I have a thing for, I would like a solar charger with like a wall plug in it so that I can bring my computer with me and like maybe edit videos on the fly, you know? Like every charger I see is great for my phone, but I looked when Sean James, when My Self Reliance got that charger from Goal Zero, which is a company whose stuff I really like the look of. I was like, wow, I want that, but it's like $3,500 US. But they make smaller ones that I can kind of afford. So what I would like to do is get whatever's the one, like the entry level one with the 3-prong plug socket in it, you know? Shaker parts aren't meant to drink from, they're used to mix. Shaker pipes. Outdoor, I wish it would. Actually, today it's rainy as hell. It's hot as stuff, but it's rainy, which is great because we have a brand new lawn in the backyard, and so we need a lot of water. If you have a vehicle, which I don't Go to Cambodian Target, a 300-watt inverter, and plug it into your cigarette lighter. Really? Oh, dish. Bad storms? Okay, that's not so great. Outdoor. That is absolutely not nice. And I don't want to talk about that yet because I want to show it off on video. Wait, LT, what do you... What did you get for 15 bucks? Like a solar charger? Hamza at 39 to 40 Celsius there. Well, if it's dry, I can handle it. If it's a dry heat, I can... 39 to 40, I'd have a hard time with, I gotta tell you. But man, it gets so damn muggy and humid here. It's like, you know what? Really, Paul? All right, Tyler, have a good night. Everyone say good night to Tyler. Outdoor, you're such a jerk sometimes. Actually, Outdoor, I'd like to talk about your haversack because I'm... Oh, LT, okay, I get it. An inverter from Crappy Tire. Okay, maybe I should look that up or something because 18 degrees there? Oh, sounds amazing. I would love 18 degrees. We're having a heat wave, so it was in the I don't know, it was like 30 something. But yeah, I would love 18 degrees. Paul, yep, make that video. I'll share that video. I'll share that vid. What was I talking about with... yeah, I was impressed by Outdoor's haversack, which I just showed you guys a quick picture of. It's black, so it kind of doesn't show up that great in the pictures, but... I think, you know, one thing that sort of gets forgotten in the bushcraft thing sometimes is the do-it-yourself aspect. 98 degrees there today and about 90% humidity. Hamza, really? 6? Really? Shoot. 98, so that's like, I think 40 degrees is 104. Yeah, Outdoor, that's hot. Ugh, and 90% humidity, I'd be like, no way. But we tend to forget about the do-it-yourself aspect, you know? I think we should celebrate the do-it-yourself aspect a lot more than we do sometimes. Like, for me, the do-it-yourself kind of stops and starts at making spoons. And, you know, if I ever finish that knife I'm making for the squirt. But, yeah. Serge has it right. But I've never even tried to make a bag, really. I tried to make a dump pouch, but didn't really work. I keep thinking that, like, every time New Year's rolls around, like, this year, I'm going to rock it, man. I'm going to have 10,000 subs by halfway through the year. I'm going to be doing leather work. I'm going to be doing canvas. I'm going to be, like, building solar farms. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I have all these plans. I have all these really intense desires, and nothing gets done. I end up dealing with a new lawn or, you know, stuff. I gotta find a way to change that, you know? I gotta find a way to not go crazy. Because I am definitely slowly going crazy. Outdoor retracted a message. Paul, email sent. Okay, I'll check it as soon as the thing is done. The stream of liveage. One of the frustrating things about DIY is when everyone has something to sell to make your things. Yeah, Austin, that's actually a good point. What Austin says is, I think one of the frustrating things about DIY is when everyone has something to sell to make your things. I wish more folks said, this is what you can do with 5 things you probably already have. I think that's a great point. I think that's a really good point, because you know what? If you want to take up leather work, there's equipment you need. But if you want to take up sewing, if you have a sewing machine, that's amazing. But 200 years ago, they didn't have a sewing. Well, maybe 200 they did, but 250 years ago, they didn't have a sewing machine. Maybe even 200 they didn't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, sewing is something you can do. You can do. Man, I learned how to sew in the Air Cadets, okay? Because if my stripes, well, in Canada we call them chevrons, but, you know, if my patches weren't sewn on properly, I was in trouble, Holmes. And by extension, you know, like, you learn how to sew as you go through life in many contexts. Like, anyone who's a real outdoorsman's got to know how to sew. If they rip something, or God help them if they need sutures. Oh, Austin, you call them chevrons there too? Yeah. We always used to call them stripes, but like in the official documentation, the books and stuff, I always call them chevrons. Let's see. Yeah, no, Paul, Fiddy, I was just being an ass. I was just being a great big jerk. But like, you know, so outdoor, I'm impressed by your project. You know, I look at guys like, you know, Malcolm at the Hidden Woodsman. You know, he makes bags. He's probably got a really good sewing machine. I got a friend who sewed a sail for his sailboat. It takes a big freaking machine to sew that kind of canvas, but you know. Yeah. Though, Austin, I will say that our chevrons point the right way. You know what I would love to know? When American stripes flipped from the right way to this weird pointy way. I would love to, because in the Civil War you had the same, you know, yours went in the same direction as ours. And it's like, it looks like it was really close to World War I when they finally flipped. I mean, I'm not going to derail the entire live stream over it, but I would love to know when American Stripes did that weird upside down flip. Hamza's got a 60-year-old Singer machine. Man, they don't build them like that anymore. Excuse me. Paul, how do you have a rip stop hammock that has a tear? Rip stop. They're not supposed to tear. Or do I have a total miscomprehension of what rip stop means? Oh, that was almost another one. Yeah, I think Hamza's right. I think I'm at 7, guys. You guys is late. You guys is late. Motomaster, mobile power outlet, inverter. I've seen this thing before, Paul. They have one in stock at my local store. But the magic to Canadian Tire is I wait for them to have their sales. Because, man, when they have a sale on, everything's 52% off. What? You know? You know, outdoor, I bought a serger. I bought a serging machine. And, like, I haven't used it in forever, but that's a really good machine. If you can get it to all the threads and blah, 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 you know, those are the secret to successful sewing, man. Stuart Speedy Stitcher. I've never even heard of that. Oh no, Paul, really? Oh, that sucks. I think that the hammock set up too low is a almost universal problem at one point or another. Yeah, for $40, hell yeah. I keep checking Craigslist and Kijiji for stuff, you know? I keep looking at that Skaha 2 folding knife. North Arm. Designed and made in British Columbia. Products. I'm going to check out the rest of their stuff, guys. That Skaha 2 is a nice looking knife, man. But it's $225. $225. Oh wow, they do like outdoor knives, they do kitchen knives, they do folding knives, cosmetic seconds. Wonder how much you save by going for the cosmetic seconds. It's a filleting knife. I don't fillet, I don't fish. Should probably take it up. My girl wants to take up fishing. They got a bird and trout knife, a fillet knife. There's a hunting knife with a Kydex sheath. I'm spending $150. I kind of don't want Kydex. Cool knife though. Made in BC. Doesn't even say made in Canada. It says made in British Columbia. What do you guys think of this hunting? There we go. There we go. Oh, Zach, get that machine out of the garage, man. Restore that thing. You can't beat an old pedal machine, man. Simon is here. Simon is here. Ah, Hamza. Bonne nuit. À la prochaine, mon ami. Oh no, am I buffering? Ah, I'm back on. Okay. Sorry, guys. I it looked like I was buffering, so I stopped talking until it sort of got its crap together. Austin, what do I think of the Hidden Woodsman's things? I'm kind of stealing my own thunder here, but they seem bomb-proof to me. Paul says they're bomb-proof, so I bought a couple of things. They look like they're bomb-proof so far. I've only had them for like a week and a half or 2 weeks. How long have I had them, Paul? And they've only just come to the woods for the first time. I will let you know. I have something else coming, which I will talk about on screen when it arrives. I'm a little troubled by the Dayruck 2.0 because if that replaces the Dayruck, then I will absolutely be on the market for a secondhand first generation or whatever Dayruck. I don't like the design of the 2.0. I've been aiming for the Dayruck in 2019, so if that's what it's been switched to, I'm going to be really broken up about it. So if any of you have the Hidden Woodsman Day Rock and are looking to get rid of one, we'll talk. But yeah, it looks like good stuff. You know, Austin, I whenever there's someone who I can't get away from on Instagram or YouTube, I don't buy it. You know, that was my problem with the what the hell were those flashlights called that were everywhere? Through night, right? Remember how through night were everywhere? I hope I'm getting the name right. Just everywhere. I will likely never buy one because of that, you know? Not flashlight, dude. And outdoor, if I come across an LK35, I'll let you know. Paul, I'm not interested in, like, you know that big bag he's got, the whatever it's called? Like, he's got a bigger bag as well. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm not interested in that. It's too big. But the Day Rock interests me. Yeah, it seemed like, to me, Olight I would go for because I didn't see it everywhere on YouTube for like a year straight, you know? I would like to know if that campaign really paid off for Through Night or not. Because that was obviously them trying to saturate the YouTubes as a way of making their brand like a go-to brand. I'd love to know if that worked out for them. I mean, I hope it did because, you know, I know, Paul, I'm getting tired. It's 22:47. I gotta clean all this crap up before I go to bed. But, like, I gotta take some knives out of the bag, right? Let's get back to what I was talking about originally. Right? So if I've emptied out all my bags, oh, outdoor, you don't like the Swiss bag? What don't you like about it? Didn't use these either. Pegs. So here's what I'm gonna do. Too difficult to get into. Okay, crazy straps. Camille's fire kit obviously comes. The Buddy Hatchet obviously comes. Survival blanket comes just in case. I'm going to put it in another pocket so that it's protected. You know what doesn't have to come though? This carpenter's pencil. I don't know what's up with that. Now that we're back to what I wanted to talk about tonight. This is my food prep knife, so that comes. Silky saw, duh. Backup knife. Bojo kit stays. The sharpening solution comes. These are my Dia Sharp, Diamond Sharp. So I guess Dia Sharp. Coarse, fine, and super fine. Super fine. Get into the bag, y'all. No, it's not a gym bag. It's not a gym bag. It's a Cabela's. I think it's technically a fishing bag. And it has been discontinued. Cabela's. I haven't bought much from Cabela's, but I did buy the bag. Tinder bag. By the Hidden Woodsman. Did I notice what you had in your haversack? Zach, I don't have a good pocket stone for the bush, which is why I bring these diamond things. But I think the landscape puck is probably the way to go. I would, you know, except to me that's more of an axe solution, so I would probably still have these diamond plates for my knife. I have to check out outdoors haversack. Haversack. What you had in it. Wait. What is that? What is that? It's not an Altoids kit. Let me just go back because you guys are like... I can't tell what it is. Oh yeah, that Falcon sharpening thing is pretty nice. I feel that I need to organize my tinder in a different way. Like I should probably separate, you know, birch bark from feather shavings or something. I don't know what I want to do, but I know I want to sort of rethink it a bit. Oh, it's a plastic sucrete container. No, outdoor. Did you send me that pic by email? Because maybe I... Souch, yes. As some of you know, this computer, this laptop here, is choking massively on the EDC video that the second EDC video that I did with Simo. I was really hoping that this would be my year to replace my Mac. It may not be because we've had some really expensive stuff go down, guys. But if it is, I'm thinking of doing a Hackintosh. So, like, because if I can pulling down a $3,000 machine for like $2,000, I will call that a win. Again, I don't know if I can do it in the end, but like this year. If not, maybe early next year. Like, how many of you guys build your own computers? I'm going to retire that. I'm going to retire the Canadian belt knife until I have worked with the Garberg enough to do a video on it. Because I have to do that, otherwise I'm carrying like 4 knives around. I'm going to retire this knife until I've used the Garberg enough. Because otherwise I'll never use it. Because this is my go-to knife. Gloves. There's a lot of cool stuff in this fire kit, but I'm going to retire it in favor of this one for now. Because Camille has hers with a ferro rod in it. A lot of tinder. Fatwood sticks. Simo, yeah, I reinstall my Mac all the time. Well, not all the time, but I've done it several times. The thing is, these... Yeah, I'll put this one in my bag, because I don't always have Camille with me, so I don't always have to bring her headlamp. But like, if you know, what I'm doing right now is getting 2 bags of crap down to 1, you know? That right there is an improvement, you know? Smith's 3-way sharpener. I have that Smith's sharpener somewhere. Okay, Outdoor just sent me a photo. Oh, interesting. Okay. Hold on. Let me see if I can make this larger. Okay, here's Outdoor's haversack loadout, guys. Outdoor, you want to list everything from this photo? I see what most of it is, but just sort of tabernouche. There's the thing, right? Like a haversack doesn't have to mean that you're carrying a really lightweight loadout. So Outdoor, why don't you list everything you got there? Or like all the interesting stuff. So yeah, I'm thinking of probably doing the Hackintosh thing. It has been, I've never built a computer before. I've always bought, like even back when I was a Windows user, I had like, you'd buy a package deal kind of thing, I've never put a case on the table and filled it with stuff before. But it has to be like a major video production machine. And the reason I'm not going Windows is because Windows. But seriously, like I've thrown $300 at a Macintosh video editing solution. That has been working fine for me, so I see no reason to switch, Water's always major weight. I don't find that a propane tin weighs as much. Well, depends on the tin, eh? Like those big green things can be heavy, but those little tiny guys. Oh, guys, we're coming in on 11 o'clock here. Yeah, from when I build my Hackintosh, I'm thinking of using an SSD for the operating system and then like a fast hard drive for my media. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do it, Outdoor. Austin, always warm before bed, but not caffeinated. I'm gonna regret that. Oh, I gotta clean all this up now. I've got my bush bag down to one of those bags because I used to carry two of them. I gotta fit my notebook into it though. Serge, have you? Hey, Serge, if you're into Hackintoshes, check out Peter Paul Chatto's channel. I'll talk to you about it later. Austin. Peter Paul Chatto, Serge, is like a guru of the Hackintoshing world, so I'm thinking of doing it. I fear it, but I'm thinking of doing it anyway. Excuse me. Up 22:59. All right, let's shut it down, guys. Austin? No, not Austin. Outdoor. Send me your loadout list. I'm gonna put it with my Instagram picture when I put them up. Any of you guys who are into the Instagrammage, follow me for gosh sakes. Okay. Okay. So Simon, Serge, and I, look, anyone who's into the Hackintoshing thing, let's chat about it a little later. So, good night, folks. It is currently, well, it still says 22:59, but it's about to go to 2300. Wait. Wow, Outdoor, that was fast. Check out that list, guys, before you get offline. 2300. Okay, I'm shutting it down. And for the record, outdoor, I'm grabbing that list, and I will speak to you guys next week. Thanks a lot. Look out on Sunday night for the video from my camping trip with Cody. All right. Good night, guys.